Hey, welcome back to the show. This is Relax Radio. It's RELAKS, without the X, because we believe in positivity. And yeah, this is me, Nick, keeping you guys company on Real Talk. We're trying to keep it real all the way until 4 p.m. And there's a lot of things that is being addressed right now in the UK. And one of this is the climate meeting. And there's been a critical meeting on climate change, which was organized by the UK. And it appears to be the latest victim of an ongoing issue with China. So yeah, ministers from around 35 countries are due to participate in the summit on climate change and development. But while the US, EU, and India and others are taking part, China is notable by its absence. It's not there. They have not attended the summit. So yeah, the UK says that China was invited to the event but is not participating. So yeah, there is a lot of this going on right now. So the relations between the UK and China have deteriorated in the recent weeks after angry exchange because of human rights issues. In case you guys are wondering what this is, well, China and the UK have been having a row because of there was a summit where they both were arguing and throwing there was a lot of backlash and negativity and criticism rather between both of the delegates at that time. So yeah, just a few days ago, China imposed these sanctions on nine UK citizens, including five MPs, for spreading what it called lies and disinformation about the country. So yeah, this is something that they did, and the move came, in retaliation for these measures taken by the UK government and other countries over, the human rights abuses against the Uyghur Muslim minority group. So yeah, today's climate change and development summit is being described by the UK as a key moment in the run up to the COP26 in Glasgow later this year. So a list of invitees was published 2 weeks ago, including China, but when the final list of participants were circulated, they were not to be seen. China was not even they were not there. They didn't want to attend, I'm guessing. So the UK, the UK COP26 spokesperson said China has been invited, but we look forward to working with them on climate change issues this year, especially in this critical year ahead of the COP26. When pressed on the reasons for their non-participation, though, no further comment was forthcoming. So yeah, with major emitters such as the US, EU, and India taking part, it would be expected that China would play a leading role in this type of event. So yeah, they were not to be seen, and not only was the biggest carbon emitter in the world not there, they are it shows it also shows the likes they portray themselves as an ally to China, and they were not an ally to the world, rather the Western world. So yeah, China was not there to be seen, and it's just crazy. And a lot of this is just this concerning is one thing. So Richard Black from the Energy and Climate Intelligence Unit has said that to have the ministerial taking place without China is far from ideal, and China is a major lender, trading partner, and diplomatic presence across much of the developing world, and will, of course, be a hugely important power broker for COP26. So, yeah, as John Kerry recently said, though, the logical approach of Western nation is to carve out a constructive place to engage with China on climate change and, amid these very real differences on other issues. However, it is not clear if China lenders will be prepared to go along with this, and the UK, as the COP26 hosts, has a very tricky, diplomatic path to steer. So yeah, that's just something that they're talking about, and it is, concerning. This COP, which is hosted by President Alok Sharma and the UK Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab, is a meeting, that's seen as a very important platform for countries that are most vulnerable to rising temperatures. One of these countries right now is also the Philippines. Where they are one of those countries that need this, especially with their country being one of the vulnerable countries in the world. More susceptible to climate change. So that's just just one country I'm talking about. So yeah, the gathering will hear from ministers and representatives of international institutions, and much of the focus, will be on climate finance and debt relief. So yeah, the question is critical for vulnerable nations. Like I was saying, ministers from several threatened islands and states and poor countries will take part in this meeting, and they will likely make the point that they need contribute little to the cause of climate change. They are already feeling the effects. So yeah, there's been a report though published recently rather, by African finance ministers indicating that some countries are now spending up to 10% of their GDP adapting to the impacts of rising temperatures. So yeah, the event is also facing a lot of criticism from environmental groups who are angry about the UK's decision last year to cut overseas development assistance from 0.7% of the GDP to zero point 0.5. So yeah, cuts to the overseas aid budget risks not only undermining the UK's reputation for progressive development action, but also the chances of the UK presidency delivering a successful outcome to the COP26. And this is all said, by Andrew Norton from the International Institute of Environment and Development. So yeah, the aid cuts undermine the UK's ability, to ask other countries to step up, as well as reducing the resources available for climate change in poorer countries. I mean, with what is going on right now, it is imperative that that even China takes part in something like this. And with what is happening, one of the things that I've read, I think a couple of days ago, Uganda is also facing this big thing. And it's just like the ice caps are melting. The people, because of climate change, the people are under threat from a melting glacier. So yeah, that's just something that is being addressed right now, and how Congo and all these other countries are facing these difficulties, and even the Philippines, with the flood and all of that that's happening. And right now you can see the effects. Even right now in Australia, there's floods that is happening all across the continent. So it just shows, the adverse effects of climate change, and how we should be taking this all very seriously right now. And, for China not to be taking part when they are one of the biggest contributors to all of the, CO2 emitted in the world, well, it is disheartening, and it's very disappointing on their part. It's vital that we have them there on board in the summit, but they refuse to show. And it's mostly, it's because also right now they are also facing a lot of these sanctions that are happening between the UK, and EU. They put a lot of sanctions on China. So China's as well, it's China who started it, and now they're not going to show up, and they're just going to be all hussy fussy about it. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. But hey, with that being said, we are actually going to take a real quick break before we get back on that. And with that, up next, we got something by the Chainsmokers, and this one's called Push My Luck. So check it out.